The Critical Twits, episode 86, Netrunner Core 2.0. It's brief, it's not jazzy. Lacks oomph.
A little.
Doesn't seem to go anywhere.
Just regimented.
Just cue the theme song anyway.
Okay.
Hello and welcome to the Critical Twits. I'm Brian Ennis.
And I'm Aaron Vinsky.
And today we're back talking about Netrunner. What a time to be alive, Aaron.
A very confused time.
Time to be alive. A time to be confused. What a confusing time for Netrunner players. The last Netrunner podcast we did was a Noobs Guide to Rotation. Please don't listen to it because we were wrong. Everything we said was...
It was right at the time.
For the 1 week where we were up to the date, on trend, current, meta, surfing, Netrunner badasses. I don't know what I'm saying, but... Yeah, it's been a really confusing month in the time of Netrunner because we had rotation pulled forward, which we talked about last Netrunner episode. Mm-hmm. We then had Core 2.0, a new core box set announced by Fantasy Flight, which is what this episode is about. And then we had about a week after that, the most wanted list became a banned and restricted list.
Yeah.
Which you can look forward to Aaron being miserable about in the next episode that we're going to record after this one, but we've got so much to talk about that we're going to break it into two parts basically.
Yeah,
that's the plan. So those of you who are not familiar, Netrunner is a two-player asymmetrical card game where hackers try to steal the secrets of vast cyberpunk corporations. So yeah, that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk all about this new core box set and what it is. How does it affect Netrunner players, especially those like us who are probably still in the noob bracket.
Yeah.
Noobs. We're noobs. We're filthy casuals. We are not elite hardcore gamers. Competitive hardcore gaming. I've done that in ages. It's like a weird best of.
Yeah.
But before we do that, how are you, Aaron? Nervously laughing. Too much personal information already.
I'm hideously confused. Or just so overwhelmed with everything at the moment.
So you've retreated into playing Netrunner, one of your favourite games, in order to escape the confusion?
No.
It has been a very confusing time, and hopefully we can help you unpick it.
Yeah.
If the 4.5 minutes we've been talking can be edited into something resembling sense, because otherwise you'll probably be even more confused. So, Core 2.0 then. It's been long rumoured. It has been discussed... debated and debunked thoroughly on Netrunner message boards, Facebook groups, etc., and actually was a real thing.
Yes, a lot of people, myself included, were heavily under the impression that the core box would never change and it'd always be the core box.
Core never changes.
But that's not true.
That's a good Fallout thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a good Fallout thing.
Right. I don't know if my voice sounded like it at all.
A little
bit.
I mean, you're not going to be challenging Ron Perlman to any kind of...
Was it Ron Perlman?
Yeah. Huh? For the first three. And New Vegas as well, actually, I think. Yeah.
Is there like a Ron Goldman and a Rod Silverman that aren't quite as nice as him? Like, not got the talent.
But then there's Ron Platinum.
Platinum Man. Sounds like hell, boy. That's too tenuous.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So
the living card game model is supposedly that there is a core box of fundamental cards, what will never change.
Yeah.
That underpin and therefore are the core of the game.
Yeah.
You then have data packs, which are small packs of cards that eventually will rotate out. Mm-hmm. So you get a kind of changing game, hence the living card game thing.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm trying to be positive about changes to the game, because it is a living card game. It's not a stagnant card game.
Indeed.
But, you know, a lot of nerds don't like change.
No, I'm beginning to sympathise with them a little bit.
Yeah.
But I'm the same. Like, change is good. it's just scary.
Yeah, and then you have the other box sets,
The big ones, which also aren't supposed to cycle out, but I'm presuming are going to now.
Potentially, yeah. It does throw up all a lot of questions. So what's happened is as we talked about last time, 2 cycles worth of 6 data packs each. So we're looking at 240 cards were due to be removed from the game.
Yep.
But some of them aren't now.
No.
Because this new core box now contains old core cards.
Yep.
It contains some cards we expected to rotate out and disappear forever.
Yeah.
And it has also lost cards that we expected to be fundamentals of Netrunner for as long as Netrunner is a thing.
Yeah.
Now, Netrunner is the first game to have a Core 2.0. Game of Thrones, the card game, hit this kind of point earlier, because I think it came out beforehand. I'm stretching my memory a little bit now. But they actually did a whole reboot, second edition, burn all your cards, burn them. Oh my god, they've got cooties on them. Burn them. Whereas Netrunner has kind of gone with this slightly different way of doing things.
Yes.
And it's now probably the eldest child, isn't it? It's the one that the parents will make all the mistakes on, and then the middle children will grow up to be well adjusted and drunken Uncle Netrunner's come to the party, keep him away from the cider. Cyber. So we're in an experimental phase.
Yeah.
The reaction of the community so far has been fairly positive. The confusion's come from having 3 complete game-shaking, game-changing updates, announcements, etc., all within the space of about 3 weeks of each other, but in dribs and drabs, being fed. It's kind of like having an earthquake, and then instead of an aftershock, you get a bigger earthquake.
Yeah.
And then just as you're trying to put your tower block back together, too soon, it collapses again, and there's another one. Lots of changes very quick. Yeah. I've never built as many decks for Netrunner as I have in the last month, because I kept going, here's a change, I'm excited about it, I've built a new I need to change again.
Yep. I've just point blank refused at the moment until it's settled.
Yes, yeah, you need to wait to see where lines of supply are, how many of your people have survived.
Yes, yeah.
I'm still in the metaphor, aren't I?
Yeah.
You need to see. Stop changing shit and just let us do some stuff.
Yeah.
Now, I have a theory as to why this has happened now.
Okay.
And it relates to the biggest event on the competitive Netrunner calendar, Worlds. So my theory is that Worlds is coming up. Worlds is the premier event. Worlds is the thing that generates a lot of interest. It kind of... People play lots of games all year round to get ready for Worlds, and they needed a settled meta game, a settled state of the game for Worlds. 2 years ago, or the winner 2 years ago, their cards were released as a pack. You could buy their decks, World Championship decks with full art.
Yeah.
Didn't get that last time because a lot of those decks were suddenly illegal.
Yeah.
So you couldn't use card. They weren't decks that you could just play.
Yeah.
So I think what we've got here is an attempt to kind of, like an earthquake, level and start again from a fresh basis. The other reason I think this has happened is we've got a brand new lead designer for the game, Mr. Boggs, taking over from Mr. Stone, and before that Mr. Lucas, because I can't remember his second name. So we've got someone brand new coming in, and we're at the point where rotation was happening anyway. Let's fix Netrunner, if you like.
Yeah.
Was Netrunner broken, Aaron? Do you think it was broken?
I don't think it was broken, but it was certainly, when you get to the high competitive level, getting to the point where, we mentioned this in the last one, where Wizard always turned up, and there were certain card combinations that were always there, and it was getting stale.
It was stagnant, wasn't it? Yes. It had become less a living card game and more Wizard versus the yellow ones.
Yeah.
It's an album type.
Yeah. Prog rock.
Yeah, and there were also a lot of what I would refer to as degenerate decks. But what is probably better referred to as NPE decks, negative player experience decks. So decks that weren't interactive, And we talked a lot about those in that rotation episode that we don't talk about.
Yeah.
A few weeks ago. Things like DLR decks.
Yeah.
For instance. Although, quite interestingly, before the ban list, someone came up with possibly the most broken Netrunner deck ever that involved punching yourself in the face until your opponent's corporation fell apart.
Right.
It was literally a thing for about a week.
Right.
So, like, these seismic shifts have thrown up really strange things, and then those strange things have been buried in the second sort of wave. And it's been, as I say, it's been a complicated time. It's a complicated time to Netrun, but it has got. I've played more Netrunner in the last month than I have in the 3 months before it.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Yeah, I mean it's encouraging, and like you said, I'm looking forward to. I think it was you or Joe as he was talking to us from Beyond the Grave about how Netrunner database and stuff don't have much in the way of decks on there at the moment because people haven't had a chance to build them because it keeps changing.
They've got loads of decks, but if you change to the current... In fact, Netrunner decks at the moment is behind.
Yes.
Don't complain at them. It's there for free.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, shut the fuck up or give them some money.
Yeah.
Anyway, Karen. Getting angry at people who aren't even there.
Yeah. But it means you can't just go on there and go, cool, I'll use that deck. You're having to design your own stuff from scratch a lot more these days.
I playing Netrunner tomorrow. I wanted to play a deck from an ID that I haven't played in ages.
Yeah.
So I went on there, had a look, and then was like, I need to change the things, and then got a little bit of that deck making.
Which is kind of a core part of the game that sort of disappeared a little bit. Not detrimentally.
Because the decks were getting sameier at that top end.
Yeah. You needed to make sure certain things are in there to compete.
Yeah.
So you were checking these Netrunner database to make sure you were keeping on top of these new trends. Yeah.
There were just certain things that you would have all the time.
Yeah.
You would always have. So let's move on and let's have a look at what's not made it into Core 2.0 and what has made it. I think the best way will be to start with runners. Let's talk about the runners. This will jump around a bit because ultimately Netrunner is a game of interactions.
Yeah.
And so a change for the corp also does affect the runner.
Yeah.
We may look at runners and then corp, but I think there's a few things that really jump out that disappeared. This is maybe going over the whole thing. There's some cards that disappeared that I would consider are like iconic core Netrunner cards.
Mm-hmm.
To the point of them being identities. The first thing you pick generally when you're building your deck is who you're going to be.
Yeah.
So in Core 2.0, in this new box set, we lose my favourite runner.
Yeah.
We lost Noise.
Who you were you were exploring differences and stuff that you were going to have to do in the last episode.
Yeah, I got really excited to try and play Noise again.
Yeah.
Because my brain went, without Jackson Howard to stop all your cards getting milled out, Noise is going to be really powerful. No. And someone at FFG HQ went, Noise is going to be too powerful. And they pressed mute and the noise went away. That was a terrible joke, but I enjoyed it. Yeah, so my favourite ID... he's card 1.
Yeah.
Noise is card 1. His card number was core 1.
Yeah. That's a sad time for that to go.
So the very first card in the box, unless you've opened it upside down, has disappeared. And actually, looking at the state of the game, I completely see why.
Yeah. I think this is, much as I whinged a bit at the start, I think this is important to state that these changes all make perfect sense. There's a good reason why these things are disappearing, why some of the ones that we thought were going away are coming back and are now interacting with each other. It's making the game a bit more balanced and less off the charts in places.
So no longer will I install a virus and say Mill 1. Which I may as well have tattooed on my forehead for the first 3 months of Netrunner that I played. How many games of Netrunner did I play with Noise when we started?
You had that spreadsheet set up where you were going to play at least 100 games. I don't
did.
think you ever quite got to the 100.
I didn't.
You didn't get too far off.
Is it still on my... I still have a spreadsheet, but it's very different. I'm such a weirdo.
I'm the statistics nerd, and you're the one with the spreadsheet.
Okay, I didn't actually play as many games as I thought, although I did stop recording them.
Yeah.
I stopped recording at 46 games. Played a lot of Noise. For my birthday last year, Joe, may he rest in peace, he got me a plastic Noise ID because he knows I like Noise.
Yeah.
Which had Jinteki PE on the back, and that's the only reason I played Jinteki PE, because then I didn't have to piss around with 2 ID cards. Showing my very, very low tolerance for what I call bullshit. Most other people call picking up a bit of paper. Yeah, I mean, he is iconic.
Yeah.
Why is it a good idea that he went away? What I think the reason they've got rid of him is that whenever you print a virus, you make a new program that's a virus, you have to think, okay, how would this work in Noise?
Yeah.
Because on top of whatever the virus itself does, in Noise it also mills a card.
Yes.
So you couldn't have a zero cost virus.
No,
It's too powerful, surely. It mills a card for a click.
Yeah.
Well, that's DLR levels of bullshit.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you can't do it every time. But
but
there's lots of shenanigans that lets you trash and reinstall, or install lots of things at once, or install things out of turn order and things like that.
Yeah.
You know, things like mem chips and street peddler and scavenge and things like that let you, like scavenge, you could trash a virus, install a virus, trash a virus, install the same virus, just keep...
Yeah.
If that's not costing you any money, although with scavenge it doesn't cost you money anyway, but if it costs you no money to do in the first place, you can have this kind of weird cycle. And so, yeah, it just limits what you can do with viruses as a thing.
Yeah.
Because every virus needs to be considered with that extra caveat of, in Noise it does this extra quite powerful thing.
Yeah.
So I can understand why he goes, but I am a bit sad because he was what I was hoping to use, because I've done this backwards because it would have been much better. I got really excited when I saw that the Anarchs had their very own AI breaker in core. The one, the only, the beautiful fish, whale, horse thing, Darwin.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Darwin is in core.
Yeah.
I love Darwin.
I know you. We spoke
in the
on
brief
length about
gap between core and other thing and ban, I was playing an Edward Kim deck that used Darwin as its main breaker. And it was glorious. It's much harder to make work now because of certain cards that are gone, but
Yeah.
I was enjoying myself. Yeah. But that was more, I put Darwin in that deck because I wanted it to be in Noise instead, but Noise was dead. So that's gone.
Yeah.
Noise is probably what I would consider Noise's most used card, the card you kind of associate with him, the card I most heavily associate with Anarch Core is Parasite. And Parasite is gone now. I've got about 47 copies of Parasite. I don't know where they've all come from. I think they've multiplied inside the belly of my my core boxes that store my cards. Parasite's gone. So Parasite, it's kind of similar to Noise in that it breaks stuff of the corpse. This time you install it on a res dice. It ticks up with virus counters, making the ice's strength tick down.
Yeah.
When the ice is completely weakened to 0 strength, it dies. So you could install it onto 0 strength ice and kill them immediately.
Yeah.
Again, there's lots of stuff that lets you install that mid-run and things like that. And it also had this horrible synergy that back in January or February people said had broken Netrunner forever and Netrunner was dead, with Cypher.
Broke the game.
It was very, very, very unpleasant.
Which means it broke the game.
Yes, yeah. Well, it was quite nasty. And there were ways of playing out loads and loads of parasites. People were very, very... It ruined the idea of a glacier, a deck that has a lot of ice. Puns, well done, past Netrunners. It's not worth spending lots of credits rezzing a big piece of ice that's then going to be eaten.
Yes.
So it went away, and it was doubly bad in noise because it also milled a card at your deck. So that's been shot. Glad it's gone? There is a joy to parasiting other people's things.
There is, yeah.
There is a complete kick up the arse in having your shit
fucked with,
yeah.
Yeah, I think so. It's again, it's stay honest. It was starting to pop up again, and it'd been seen a long time. It would have been nice to see something new. And
yeah, well, I think there's going to be the idea of installing something on the ice and doing stuff to it is a great idea.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't kill the ice with a timer, then it's not as good as Parasite. Why would you play it?
Yeah.
It's almost like, I feel like a lot of these decisions, they're opening up space for them to do different things.
Yes. Yeah.
Similar ideas, but you've got more wiggle room because you're not comparing it to these cards that are very, very, very good. In fact, it's Anarchs. Anarchs have really been trounced.
Yeah, I was going to say, we have
lots of red.
A spreadsheet up in front of us to just somebody's made to compare these, and yeah, it's just a splat of red, where there was just a little smattering here and there, whereas that's been absolutely fucking obliterated.
Yeah.
Medium.
Medium is the card I'd come to next.
Yeah.
I mean, the number of decks I've built around Medium.
Yeah.
Medium, I think, was probably the best multi-access card in the game.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, every time you access R&D, you get a token on your Medium. Eventually, it grows into a large for an extra large. But each token beyond the first lets you access an extra card from R&D, which is okay. I mean, you can purge viruses.
Yeah.
And do some stuff with that. But what you could also do is use various shenanigans, quite often a lot of shape of bullshit, to deploy like 3 mediums at once, which means you run in once and access a card, then you run in again and access 4 cards, then you access 7 cards, and then you access 10 cards, and if you haven't won by then, you're probably playing against Jinteki and you're dead.
Yeah.
But you could do all sorts of things. I mean, there's other ways of throwing virus counters around all over the place as well. In that previous scenario, imagine a Grimoire, which has also gone. A Grimoire which would give each of those mediums a token when it was installed. So you start off by accessing 4, 7, 10, 13. If you then also used a demolition run, you could run 10 cards, trash them all, and then see another 13 afterwards. I've seen medium in so many decks being splashed for across all factions because it's just it escalates. It has that kind of escalation. Again, nothing wrong with the idea, but any kind of multi-access card becomes compared to that.
Yes.
And therefore, I mean, it's probably the best. I can't think of anything that would be better and still be in the game.
No.
That you wouldn't immediately go, that's ridiculous. So yeah, so we see a lot of that, and that's gone. It's gone.
Yep.
Do you think that's good?
Yeah, as like you said, it was a nice card. It was there about as a lot.
Taking a little jump back, there's a lot less multi-access kicking about.
Which
it's gone. R&D interface is gone because an extra card every time you access R&D.
Yep.
But there's loads of cards that let you access extra stuff from R&D, so again that can become too powerful. They did bring in and save from dying HQ interface. When you access HQ, access an extra card, and then they've immediately kind of crippled the thing that works with in the ban list because it's really nasty with gang sign.
Right.
Gang sign's gone on it. Yeah. Jumping ahead a week there, but they seem to be limiting multi-access to one shot run events. Or stuff that you click and you get like an extra card. You
Constantly.
You run and you get an extra thing, or you Maker's Eye and you see 3 things, or you legwork and you see three things. You don't see half their deck in one go. Yeah. Which I think is kind of fair.
Yeah, to be honest.
In a way.
I mean, Core has lost... the Corps have lost, a lot of stuff that helps them mess around with R&D and the things they've got down on the deck to make that more difficult, or to increase the chances of people not catching their
I mean, if you consider, if you were getting locked in R&D, so they were seeing the top couple cards of R&D, you could, with Jackson, double draw loads and draw a load of cards, clear the lock and see something new much easier than you can now. There's a lot less multi-draw, because he was, again, Jackson was just far too good. And we talked about him last time, because he's I had horrible visions of him staying. But he's just too good. He should be 2 different things. He should be a thing that protects you from agenda flood, and he should be a thing that helps you draw, and they should be different things.
Should be Jackson and Howard.
Yeah, they should be the 2. Maybe that's what they'll do.
Clone him. Yeah.
Or you might get Jackson Howard and Haxon Joward, as I keep calling him, because of some kind of spoonerism problem that I inherited from my great Uncle Adolf.
Yeah.
Oh, Uncle Adolf, you're a naughty man. So we're still in Anarchs. We've been talking for ages. We're still in Anarchs.
We'll have to skip over, but...
they've also had Worm's gone. Oh, what a shit card.
This is the thing, they've taken
I remember trying to make it work.
Yeah.
It's been replaced by Darwin. Darwin works much better. Worm the idea of Worm is that you reduce things down so the parasite on it can kill it.
Yes.
Or you reduce it down so that Yogg can get through. Yogg point O?
Yeah.
Yoggo.
Yoggo, yeah.
Yeah, Yoggo. He's a legend, Yoggo, son. No. Get a bit of football.
Yeah,
it's got a bit Larry. It's got to be Larry, Aaron. Fucking hell. So, what we've done...
So they've taken out some of the ultra powerful cards just to distract Brian from the football bullshit.
Yes. So the ultra powerful cards, but they've also taken out some of the ones that probably worked really well if you were only playing core.
Yeah.
So you're playing a core runner versus a core corp decks, but haven't been much use for such a long time that they're just bland cards that needed replacing with something more interesting.
Yeah, there's a load of stuff that died that you're like, nah. But the ice breaking, Corroder is, until Paperclip came along, Corroder was the best icebreaker in the game.
Yeah.
So why bother with another one? And then you just compare everything to it.
Yes.
+1, it's got a good starting strength, +1 credit for 1 strength, 1 credit to break a subroutine. Well, you can't improve on that. It's pretty much perfection.
Yes. Yeah.
So
it's the most cost efficient breaker.
Yes.
About.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used it loads when I was new because it was just. It was just. I mean, there's other ways of doing stuff, but I mean, that's gone. Anarchs now get Morning Star, which is a fixed strength, break all the variety of routines for 1. But if it's above that strength, then you just die.
Yeah.
Normally with a barrier, you run into it and break your nose, and the crowd laughs.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's gone. Yogg has gone because again, there's a lot of stuff messing around with. I don't think we're ever going to see anything that breaks ice for free ever again.
No.
Because no credits break a subroutine. Well, when you can decrease ice some ways and you can increase icebreakers strength in another way. 0 credits is even in some ways even more ridiculous than Corroder.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to put the effort into boosting it with cards and things, but you could do some really weird stuff with that. And so that's gone. And I'm quite glad that that's gone. I'm not going to miss it at all.
No.
And the last card, I think, for Anarchs, we started with the tough one. It'll get easier from here. Deja Vu. I feel like Recursion has kind of had its time and gone.
Yeah.
The Corp have lost Jackson Howard, who lets you recur stuff out of archives and chuck it back in the thing. Deja Vu, I will spend this card and pick up a card that I've already done.
Yeah.
For not a lot of credits. So all those nasty cards that you've got that you've maybe splashed influence for, and it's a perfectly sensible thing to do. If you've got something that you've paid influence for, it's key to your deck, but you've only got a limited number of, you want to get the most uses of.
Yeah.
But I think Deja Vu again was just very good.
Yeah, it was.
Especially, I mean, with viruses, picking up 2 of them. I found in that noise deck, I was just Deja Vuing parasites all over the place. I think I played 14 parasites in one game.
Jesus.
Yeah. It's good times. I mean, this is the noise hasn't dominated the meta for 4 years.
No, not at all.
But I think he would have come back in a big way. A lot of people were predicting him to come back in a big way. I was excited for him to come back in a big way. But, you know, everything I love in life is taken away from me and dies, so don't matter.
No. Never mind, eh?
Yeah, no, it's fine, yeah. Cheers, buddy. Glad you're here. So that's all the stuff that's gone. Again, Deja Vu, I think you might find... You can now have a card that goes 2 credits, recur an icebreaker from your heap. 2 credits, recur an event from your heap. Well, you've got the same old thing that does a similar thing. But you could limit the power... Because there isn't that card that's just, well, why would you take that one when you can take Deja Vu and it does all cuts?
Just add a bit more variety into the game. And also, because of that lack of recursion, make you play with what you've got instead.
Yes.
So you're focused very much on making the best of what you have.
Yes.
Rather than just, let's get through my whole deck.
Which makes the game a little bit looser, makes the game a little bit more chaotic and unpredictable.
Yes.
Which is something I like about Netrunner.
Yeah, that makes it feel more like you're a hacker.
Yeah, just kind of rolling with the punches and exploring and not too sure what's going on. So they get... We talked about Morningstar, couldn't miss it. One of the big concerns, though, that people had was that... asset spam was going to be a big problem because we've got things like Estelle Moon really, she's a big problem. Prism decks, IG and all that bollocks that I don't like. I got quite angry last time, did I?
Yeah,
I've been angry about it on the podcast before. Only slightly for comic effect. You have a problem that jamming lots and lots of stuff in remotes, you force the runner to check them, or you can do loads of horrible things with them. Wizard was so dominant because his 3 free credits to trash stuff countered that, because you didn't need to have loads and loads of money. You could run a remote with a fairly safe chance of, if it was something you didn't want to see, smashing it in the face. So I'm glad that they've kept Imp, and I'm glad that they've kept Scrubber, who are both cards that help deal with asset spam. And they break stuff, and that's very Anarch. And that's quite good, so I'm glad they're there. And then finally, I suppose we've talked a lot about Noise. We haven't actually mentioned at all who Noise has been replaced with. So instead of the checkmate that we thought she was under, Reina Roja has proper Spanish there. Reina Roja has, I like to think of it as Rainy Roger, but that's just because that's what it looks like, has stayed. This is where I think maybe the problem with this Core 2.0 thing, and I appreciate that, you know, our thinking isn't necessarily particularly linear at the moment. They were kind of limited in the sense that they had Core and the two cycles to decide what they wanted on. They couldn't make anything new, because otherwise players are going to have to buy stuff again. So the thing with this is, the thing that got me is I had to work out whether it was cheaper for me to wait and buy new core sets to get the cards I was missing, because I've only been playing for a year and deliberately was avoiding the first 2 cycles. Because I knew they'd rotate out at some point. Or whether it was better for me to buy the first two packs, you know, the packs from the first two cycles to fill in the gaps, and it worked out to be marginally cheaper to buy those things, and also I could have them now, so I just went out and bought them. But I felt I had to rush and buy them because obviously those packs aren't going to be reprinted now. Once they cycle out, they're gone forever.
Yeah.
And then I'd have been a bit buggered. I found some of them for only £8 each, so it wasn't.
That's
the
not
end
too
of the
bad.
world.
Yeah.
But that was the problem for me as a player. You couldn't then go, oh, we're going to chuck a couple new cards in the core set. It's like, well, no, because I'm not. Then I may as well have. What about the 500, 600, 700 pounds I've spent on keeping up to date with Netrunner?
Yeah.
You're saying I have to buy this thing that's full of stuff I already have if I'm a long-term player.
Yeah.
For instance. So I feel like it was Rainer or Wizard, wasn't it? And we know that Wizard's a problem because Wizard's been so dominant for so long that it has to be something else. So it has to be Rainer. So Rainer's ability of the first piece of ice that's rezzed each turn costs an extra 1?
Yes.
Have I got that right? Because I didn't even have to look it up.
Yep.
I had to look her up.
Yeah, I just did as well, actually, while you were talking.
When I saw her in the thing, because I've never played against Rainer. Now, I wish Joe was here, because Joe was really excited that Rainer was here. Was in the core set.
Yeah.
She was here. Hi, Rainer. Ha! Hello. No, that's French, isn't it? Hola! Rainer, yeah. Is it Spanish?
I don't know.
She's all chessy, isn't it? It's probably Latin. Latin American. That was Jamaican shit. Welcome to Critical Twits, the casual racism episode. With me, your host, Colin Howard. Yeah, no, I had to look her up.
Yeah.
It's like, okay. And the thing with Rainer is, Rainer Rocha, the Red Queen, she works with Knight, Bishop. She works with all the stuff that's chess themed.
Yes.
She's the chess themed thing.
Yeah.
Which was odd for, like, chess seems like a shaper thing to me.
Yeah, a little bit. Sort of that
Right.
careful planning and
Yeah.
long-term investment.
Kaplunk. Kaplunk is an Anarch game.
Yeah.
Like, if she had like a Kaplunk themed deck,
Or Hungry Hippos.
that's quite anarchic, yeah.
That's why Darwin's there.
Yes.
Right shape.
These a bit. Maybe a hippo is a whale that evolved.
Land
That could be.
whale.
Land
Yeah.
whale. Hello, my grey land whale friend. Yeah. So they've kept her, but they've lost all the cards that go with her. And so you look through the core 2.0 list of things. What is there? There's not really. Anarchs don't have a strong theme or feel.
No.
They can do a bit of stuff and break some things, but
Yeah, that is a bit concerning.
it's a bit weird, isn't it?
Yeah,
They're quite bland.
Yeah, and they used to have a really strong thematic section to them.
Yeah,
As you'd expect from, anarchy is quite a big part of cyberpunk stories.
yeah,
You'd expect them to be like that, but
yeah.
not.
I mean, is her thing? Does she tax the? Because it's a tax, isn't it? She taxes you.
Yeah, essentially.
Your stuff costs more.
Yeah.
Your maths might be out by 1.
Yeah.
I stole an agenda. I don't know. I'm not sure. I mean, Retrieval Run has stayed. That was going to rotate. So there's some shenanigans there.
Yeah.
Ditch a Morning Star in the bin because it cost 4 million credits and then Retrieval Run it out. Liberated Account has stayed, which is a really good economy card, but
Which was something Anarch struggled with in the original core set.
yes, yeah.
So it makes sense.
The card it's replaced is Wild Sides, which is a draw. It's quick. It's
Yeah.
aggressive. I don't feel she's necessarily as aggressive as Noise. Because Noise like punched you in the face.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, it doesn't fit with her character. Her character is that I'm going to play the long game and have you walk yourself into trouble.
Yeah. I think Xanadu being there, the res cost of all ice is increased by 1.
Yeah.
So then the first bit of ice is res by 2. So she's actually Anarchy economic based. They've got good economy.
Yeah.
They can install some shit for free, which is good economy.
Yeah.
That's just economics, Aaron. And then they can break stuff cheap because of scrubbers and imps.
Yeah, which doesn't...
It's kind of a thing.
It's just a bit blah.
Yeah, so they're a bit bland now.
Yeah.
It's a bit sad. Anarchs kind of lost that flavour, and I can understand what they've done, but
yeah.
Anarchs just don't seem as exciting.
No.
Anymore.
Gameplay wise, it makes perfect sense, you know.
Yeah, I can see how the deck is set up to work. It's not, but if I'm playing Anarchs, it's nowhere near as in your face as I want my Anarchs to be.
You want to be messing around with people.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no. So I'm not sure on that. Not sure. Again,
So-
makes sense what they've done, but
But just as a core set deck on its own,
yeah.
But-
I can't see many people walking out and playing that.
as a faction, they could have been punched repeatedly in the face, but maybe needed it.
Yes.
Yeah. So, talking about factions that lose their runners, Kate McCaffrey has gone from Shaper. She's no longer the core Shaper ID. So she used to lower the install cost of the first program or piece of hardware you install by each turn by 1.
Yeah.
Lots of do this thing by 1.
Yeah.
The first ice is up by 1. The first program is down by 1.
Which on the surface doesn't seem like anything very interesting.
But it's really
so
efficient.
powerful.
It's
Yeah.
really efficient. It's we'll come to it later, but ETF for HB, Aaron's favourite thing ever, is also gone. And I think these things that maybe when the game started and just seemed like it was a thing, but now you realise quite how powerful they can be because they happen every turn.
Yes.
There's a lot of IDs that, like, I love Edward Kim at the moment. He's my buddy. But I keep a counter on his card just to see how many times he hammers an operation into archives.
Yeah.
The best I've got is 4 in an entire game, whereas her stuff could go off every single turn.
Yes.
You'd have installed a load of stuff, but you installed it really cheap. So, and you build a deck that's full of that kind of thing. So, yeah. So she's gone.
Yeah.
She has. She's disappeared, and she has been replaced by who?
Chaos Theory.
Chaos Theory. Have you seen the alt art? So one thing we haven't mentioned is that all these cards have got different art in the new core set. So if you've got the old cards, you just use them, but they've updated the art in the new box set, or they look to have updated. Lots of them, I've seen lots of them. I'm going to assume that they've updated all of them, but maybe not. Maybe got too excited. So Chaos Theory, the Wunderkind. She's a child. And what does she do, Aaron?
It just gives you +1 memory.
Yeah, which seems really bland and underwhelming.
Yes.
But it's not. Especially in core. Because she gives you 5 memory units. So what you do is you install your 3 icebreakers, 1 for each type of ice, and Magnum Opus, which costs 2 memory, without having to find extra memory somewhere.
Yes.
So actually, I think she fits quite nicely in what she's got going
Yeah,
on there.
definitely. It fits with the core idea as well. So you get used to how memory works without having to worry about it when you play a game. That makes perfect sense. It fits with the Shaper theming as well.
Yes.
You know, clever enough to have foreplanned for the future, you know, that kind of thing.
And you lose Toolbox, but gain Dinosaurus, who is Chaos Theory's thematic console, because Chaos Theory being a child, what I was going to say is in the new art she's grown up.
Yeah.
Because she used to be a child, now she's a sort of a teenager.
Just see the picture, and it's amazing.
It's quite cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
She looks a bit more kind of street, like she's had a bit of a hard knock life, like Orphan Annie kind of thing.
Yeah. But she's got almost like a childlike grin on her face with her console in front of her.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite cool.
And Dinosaurus is happening.
Yeah.
Which is good. So there's actually a strong theme in the core box for Shapers.
Yes, which
is great.
In Core 1.0 it was fairly bland. there was a theme there, definitely, but it wasn't necessarily the most interesting of themes.
No.
Whereas now, I think Chaos Theory gives it a bit more flavour.
Now, if I picked a core set up now, I'd want to play Shaper because I want to play Chaos Theory and Dinosaurus, because Dinosaurus is awesome.
Yeah.
And there's all sorts of shenanigans you could do. It's expensive, but if you're just playing core, it's fine to have Dinosaurus. Like Gordian Blade on Dinosaurus. Because of its staying at the strength it's raised to. Importing Morningstar in and having a ridiculously high fixed strength breaker on Dinosaurus.
Yeah.
There's stuff you can do there, which is quite cool. Shaper seem to have gained quite a bit. They've kept that. I mean, Shaper have gained. They've gained Test Run, which I like as a card. It's quite good.
Yeah.
So install something for free and then it goes back on the top later.
Yeah.
I keep getting Test Run scavenged.
Yeah.
Because you test run, so you install a Femme Fatale that should cost 9. Then you scavenge it, so you put the Femme Fatale in the bin, which means that Test Run runs out, and then you scavenge it back out, and it's a new instance of the card, and you get to keep it for free. Although you have spent 2 cards and some clicks and stuff.
Yeah.
You can't do that in core, so I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about it for, but it affects the meta in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, it lets you tutor, so you can find the stuff you need. Because the key tutor from core was Special Order, which is still there.
Yeah,
still there.
Yeah.
So, but you can do it with Test Run in Faction and save influence. There you go. In a slightly different way, and you get to use it straight away.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing, 2 cards that really stand out on the Shaper side to me are indexing, which allows you to run R&D, look at the top 5 cards, put them in any order you like, put them back. Very Shaper, rearrange things, and you have to go back in and steal it.
Yeah.
I like indexing. I was playing a smoke deck that would do indexing, Mad Dash, and the other one my brain's forgotten.
Yeah.
And gain like +2 points from running in and grabbing an agenda that it's already put there.
Yeah.
I like that. I like the fact that it sort of tinkers with R&D. If you've got to get back in, you've got to be able to run it twice at least to make it worthwhile. So it's still it's kind of multi-access, but not.
Yeah, but there's a cost. There's more of a cost to it.
Yeah, definitely. Notoriety is a really weird one to see in core. So run R&D, HQ, and archives, and then gain a point.
Yeah. I suppose it's teaching you.
Yeah.
How that.
Yeah, that's
I suppose it's encouraging Shaper to do the thing that it doesn't normally do, which is.
Well, you're kind of planning ahead with that. You've got to run that one, one. 4th click, play the thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I wish it had gone away, but only because someone that we play games with did something really horrible to me. It hurt. Involving Notoriety and Armageddon and Encore and all sorts of horrible things.
Yeah.
I died horribly. But, he only did it once and he apologised first, so it's fine. So I like the look of Core Shaper. I quite like the look of it. It's all right.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's not bad at all.
What about Criminal then?
So Criminal. Now Criminal kept their identity.
Yeah.
So Gabriel Santiago is there. He still gets his 2 credits for running HQ. 2 credits always felt like a lot. But you can lock him out of HQ.
Yeah, and HQ is normally the thing most people did ice up fairly early.
Sneak Door Beta's still in there, so you could go in by the back entrance, Aaron.
Yeah.
Matron. This will be the 2nd thing we've done in a row where I've Matron. But what he has lost are again 2 iconic criminal cards. And these are cards again that you would see splashed out of faction. Desperado, and most importantly, I think, Account Siphon.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Desperado first quickly.
Yeah.
It's the best criminal console. Gain a credit whenever you complete a run. Or
Yes.
are successful in a run.
Yeah.
So if he's got that installed and breaks a run on HQ, it's plus 3 credits.
Yeah, which is hideous.
It's a lot. At that point, you know, with Desperado, and there's other things that kick around that you can combo it with to get lots and lots of credits off of, like running a pad campaign, for instance, and going, oh, it's unprotected. I'll just have a bunch of money and I didn't really do anything.
Yeah.
So I can kind of see why it went. I mean, it was on the most wanted list for quite a while, so you know, you can see why it's there.
Yeah.
The big shock, I think, was seeing Account Siphon. Account Siphon was never on the most wanted list, as far as I can remember.
I don't remember it being.
I mean, it's for influence. I've run decks in other factions that have had 3 Account Siphons in because it's so good.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of talk about this, and there's a lot of people saying online that learning to protect yourself from an account siphon is kind of a core part of Netrunner, and it's like a thing you learn to do. It's like, yeah, but maybe it's a thing we shouldn't need to learn to do.
No.
There's nothing. This is and again, it's that design space. I can't think of many other cards in the game that cause a 15 credit switch from runner, from corp to runner.
No,
because the corp loses 5 and the runner gains 10 if they've got enough there. And so you're
completely reversing the economy.
Yeah, it's too big a change from a single card.
Yeah.
The tags aren't necessarily as much of a punishment.
No.
Especially when we get round to the corp side. And we'll see why, but spoiler alert, no Scorched Earth. So tags are nowhere near as dangerous as they used to be. And there's lots of stuff that can actually reward you for being tagged now that you could kind of mess around with outside of core. I think Account Siphon is far too good. I think we will see the return of cards that allow money to be swapped from one player to the other and that kind of thing.
Yeah,
but not to the extreme of that.
No.
I mean, even
like
they lose 5, you gain 5.
That'd be fine.
That's a 10 credit switch. I think that's still too much.
Yeah.
Genuinely, yeah, I think that's too much. There's nothing more disheartening as a new player to get Account Siphoned, lose all your money, and then not be able to do anything, and then just watch as all your agendas get access, and you just can't fight back.
Yeah.
One of the things that took me a while as a Netrunner player is to keep my credit pool high. I keep installing stuff and spending stuff too quickly, whereas actually it's like, no, build up some money and get going. And I try to never drop below 5 credits now, because you want a cheeky hedge fund or sure gamble to get you going.
Yeah.
And if you're on 1 or 2 credits,
you
have to waste time getting back up to that level.
Yeah.
So I can completely see why Account Siphon has gone. Yes, it was kind of like a rite of passage, wasn't it?
It did get to feel a little bit like that, but at the same point, as you said, it shouldn't be let's all protect ourselves from this one card.
You kind of have to. What's the first thing you do against the criminals when you're the corp? Ice HQ.
Yeah. I think it's just such a ridiculous thing to have to emphasise now, but yeah.
It's one of those things that I've never been one for tradition for the sake of tradition.
Mm-mm.
My parents used to lock me in the coal shed and beat me with a baseball bat, and I'm fine. No, you're not. Obviously, please stop trying to hit the next set of children.
It did. It did
got
start
a bit political there, isn't it?
Yeah, a little bit. But no, it did start to feel a little bit. It's like
I don't
a hazing
think that
ritual.
not hitting children should be counted as political, to be honest. But
no.
whatever.
It started to feel like a hazing ritual rather than a...
here's an introduction to a clever thing the game can do. You need to learn how to cope with it. Here's a card that's going to smash you. How do you feel like shit now? Cool. Welcome to the game.
Yeah. Welcome to Netrunner.
Yeah.
Play like you got a pair. It's not that shit thing we don't play anymore. Warm Hordes. I hate that
Fucking Warm Horde.
It used to be a good game, but it had an attitude problem.
Yeah.
And thus has been expelled from the school of our gaming. So, yeah, that's kind of gone away. They've got Fairy instead of Ninja. They've got some other bits and pieces going on. It's all okay. They've got Fall Guy. They kept Fall Guy about. I think it's quite a nice themed thing to have a Fall Guy.
Yeah.
And it lets criminals maybe be a bit riskier in that kind of, I'm a criminal but you can't get me kind of way.
Yeah. So the theme is there.
Yeah, there's a little bit of it there, but I don't think they're bad. They look fine to play. They're big changes.
Yeah.
No more Data Dealer, a card I've not seen in a deck ever.
No. I don't think I ever played with it when I was playing Core.
Yeah. It's almost like it's one of those things you take out. They kept Mr. Lee. Click, draw 2 cards. Add one of those cards to the bottom of your stack. Alright.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
I suppose the amount of recursion is reduced, so you're more... It's a way of looking for things without actually losing them.
Yeah, it's slightly quicker. You've got to make a decision.
Yeah.
It's alright.
Yeah. Fair enough.
It's probably going to be more useful in a core set than Data Dealer. Because you work so hard to get your agendas. I would never have dared to sell anything that was worth points. No. So there's a couple little changes. We've got Underworld Contacts instead of access to Global Sec. Dyson Memchip comes in.
Yeah.
But not huge changes.
No.
So that's the runner side. So Anarchs feel very different, especially in the core set.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of those nastier runner decks, ones that recur the same ideas over and over, the Cipher Parasite stuff is definitely dead.
Yeah.
Wild Cakes is gone. Yeah, adjusted chronotype and wild side. So wild side, draw 2 cards, lose a click.
Mm-hmm.
Adjusted chronotype. The first time you lose a click each turn, gain a click.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Adjusted chronotype. It's a card from outside. It's a data pack card. Has suddenly become really, really good in the current meta.
Yeah.
Because of MCA austerity policy, which the corp clicks and to make the runner lose a click. If you've got adjusted chronotype, it's the first time you've lost a click because it's their turn, so you get it back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just slightly weird. This is when you've got such a huge card pool like Netrunner. There's all this weird stuff that gets sort of thrown up. Where, things that people weren't expecting, I think, get sort of thrown up.
Yeah.
But do you think this leaves Netrunner in a more or less positive place?
I mean, more positive, I think.
Essentially, this is a giant ban list.
Yeah,
with
pretty
a
much.
giant retained list attached to it.
Yeah.
It's taken away a lot of my favourite toys as a runner.
Yeah. But it's making you think more about what is available now to play with and maybe looking at new interesting things that could be
I've
happening.
seen a lot more variety. I've seen a lot more playing around. I've seen a lot more jank.
Yeah.
Than maybe I had seen before. For quite a while. Since the changes, so it's good.
Which I like. I'm a bit sad about.
Starting to bed in.
Yeah, I'm sad that Anarchs have lost kind of.
Anarchs are my favourite. I'm wearing a T-shirt with the Anarch sign on right now.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jamie. May he rest in peace. Atop the bodies of Joe and Colin.
Yes.
I can imagine Jamie being sandwiched between the two, actually.
Yeah,
Joe making a sturdy base, Jamie kind of flopping over the edges, and then Colin perched on top, kind of like a glacier cherry.
Yeah, like a really.
Are they all naked when you imagine them? They are now, aren't they?
They are now. Yeah, now it's the wrong. I don't
You
want to
thinking
see
about Colin's
Glacier.
cherry?
Yeah.
Is it red and glistening?
It's got a little stalk in it. I don't know what the fuck is going on there.
Oddly smooth, yet pitted at the same time. Like the pits themselves are smooth, like glass. Anyway, yeah, it's taken away a lot of my favourite toys. It feels like a huge change.
Yes. Yeah, it does.
A lot of criminal decks are built around the how can I siphon you as much as possible to lock you.
Yeah.
Siphon lock is horrible. Just being stuck there as the corp going, well, I could do this and this to stop you doing it, but I need money to do that and I just can't get any money. Or I've got boom in my hand and no money to play it.
Yeah.
Although, click. It just becomes very hard to recover from.
Yeah.
That multi-access with mediums is tricky. Purging viruses is a solution, but if your opponent's got lots of them out, the way they snowball,
you have to time that very well, and it just slows the game down.
Yeah, you're almost like, I lose a turn, you've put 4 more counters on your mediums. What do? Do I just purge again?
Yeah.
Otherwise, next turn you're seeing my entire deck kind of. There's.
Yeah.
It's difficult. It's very difficult.
Yeah.
Again, it's just too good. So there's a lot of medium delivery systems out there as well that have gone away.
Yeah.
And I'm really glad Ninja's gone, because that card was so good at being a ninja. I have no idea what it does. I've forgotten it existed.
Yeah, I saw that on the list and went, I don't remember there being a ninja.
So ninja, it's weird. Costs 4.
Okay.
1 memory.
Okay.
It's an icebreaker. It's a killer because it's a ninja.
Yeah.
I like the flavour text. You feel ninja before you see ninja, if you see ninja at all. 1 credit to break a sentry subroutine, starting at 0 strength. I think this is where the problem is, because it costs 3 credits to give it +5 strength. So it's not. It's got a huge jump there, but if you've got a strength 1
you
sentry, you've still got to spend 3 credits to pump.
It's a strength 6. You're having to spend 6 credits to pump it up anyway. Yeah.
And then it can get a bit expensive.
Yeah. I remember why I never played it with it now. I was just look at that and go, no.
And it's hefty to put down first. It's 4.
Yeah. It's very expensive for what that does.
There's better things out there.
Yeah.
But
cool.
But yeah, I just wanted to make a joke, mate. I didn't really intend us to analyse it. So that's Runner. That's the Runner. Who the Runner? That was a song, wasn't it? Something about the Runner. So we go to Corp now. Corp. So this should be even slower because there's 4 Corps to talk about.
There's less splattering of red.
Yeah. We can talk about a lot of stuff all at once. So with the rotating out of the first 2 cycles, there are a lot of 3-2 agendas that were disappearing. Each faction has kept a 3-2 agenda. Factions have maybe lost one, but they've kept one. So Project Ares. No. Hang on.
Project Vitruvius.
Project Vitruvius, yeah. Project Vitruvius has been kept. Project Atlas has been kept. Brain Trust has been kept. And Project Beale has been kept. Because Jinteki don't do no projects.
No.
They've got Project Junebug, which is an asset. That's interesting. I've never noticed that before. So they've all got a project, but the Jinteki one is a trap. So they're pretending it's an agenda,
Yeah.
but really it's their killing.
That's clever.
That if that's deliberate, that's amazing.
Yeah.
If it's not, it's maybe more amazing. So this is interesting. I've been more inclined to put big agendas down
Yeah.
since all the changes that we've had. There's less 3-2s kicking about because they're pretty much the most efficient thing. I mean, 2-1s that you can score out of hand are good, obviously.
Yeah, but they're piddly.
They're well. The best you can hope for is 3 points from them, and that's 3 turns.
Yeah,
it becomes a 6-3 that you've got to install 3 times. So it's 9 clicks for 3 points.
Yeah.
So actually, but it's safer because you could just go bang, it's out, it's done.
Yeah.
Oh, got all cross-eyed because of maths. Yeah. So
it's adding a bit more flavour into the agenda pool.
Yeah, it's kept a bit of flavour in the agenda pool that was going to disappear.
Yeah.
And added a little bit more balance. That's all right.
Yeah. Happy with that.
Yeah. Same here. Let's start with Harzbioroid, HB. So HB are the only corporation to lose their identity. They have lost. Yeah, we lost engineering the future. We've arrived at the future. This is the future. It's been engineered, and now once we've arrived there, together we are stronger within the future.
Well done.
Yeah, it's alright, isn't it? It's alright. Yeah, so stronger together. What does stronger together do, Aaron, off the top of your head? Because you've played it so many times.
I don't know. I always played Engineering the Future, which is exactly why it needed to go away.
Because everyone always played Engineering the Future or CI.
Yeah.
Cerebral imaging if you wanted to do some bullshit shenanigans.
Yep.
Crap. So yeah, stronger together. All Bioroid ice has +1 strength.
Oh, yeah. It's one I've considered, but then Engineering the Future always looked better.
So you've got 3 Bioroid ice in core.
Yeah.
No, 4. Yes, Hudson. Hudson.
Oh, yeah, they've
1.0.
added Hudson. Yeah.
Is Hudson a favourite card of yours? You HB, because you love HB. They're
I do love HB.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've actually ever played with Hudson. I'm just having a quick look.
Hudson is pretty much bollocks. So he's a 3-cost, strength 5 Bioroid code gate.
Yeah.
You can spend a click to break any subroutine on Hudson because he's Hudson 1.0, so he costs 1 click to break, and he breaks 1 at a time. 2 subroutines, both of which say the runner cannot access more than 1 card during this run.
Yeah.
He's nice as a defence on R&D or HQ, depending on what you're playing against, to stop multi-access stuff, but as we've said, there's less multi-access about.
Yeah.
He's not particularly tricky to... It's strength 5, actually. We're trying to break that with...
Yeah, he's a nuisance.
He's... But he doesn't end the run. He doesn't do... And if you're just making single access runs, then actually he does nothing.
Pointless.
And you just run through him.
Yeah.
Just tickle him on the way past.
Which is why I don't think I've ever actually, even with all the issues with multi-access that were about before, ever put him in.
No, because he just wouldn't fire.
Yeah.
So they've kept him from rotating out, but whoop-de-doo.
Yeah, it's just so they have more Bioroids, really.
Potentially, yeah. There's not a lot of upgrades kicking around.
No.
Because if someone runs something with an upgrade,
I
suppose everyone's got an upgrade.
Upgrade or 2, yeah.
Yeah.
And there wasn't...
But it's not been rezzed, then you've got to pick which one to access. But...
Yeah.
You know... Whatever.
Yeah, it's not that interesting. But, it's a thing. It could become useful. Maybe some of the stuff they've got planned coming out in the future might be more of a...
Wayland have no upgrades.
No, I was just going through there.
Because Research Station... I'm gutted. Gutted about Research Station.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was a really strong learning experience for me to realise that it was shit.
Isn't that somewhat Wayland?
Yeah.
That's fine. Green level clearance has made a reappearance as well.
Yeah, you're keeping your clearance, some of your clearances, which is good. Corporate troubleshooter and experimental data have gone and have become Strongbox and Ash, so very defensive, very HB.
Yeah.
What I think is interesting is that accelerated beta test has gone.
Yeah, which was generally a given in most HP decks. Not all the time. It depends on what you were building. But if you had a very ice-heavy deck because you were glaciering, you put accelerated beta test in.
I think...
Which, without Jackson, is fucking scary now.
Yeah, because if ABT goes off,
yeah,
it's amazing.
Yeah.
If it goes wrong,
yeah,
it's really bad.
That's a learning experience.
That it can be a learning experience.
Yeah.
What other cards in the game are you learning that lesson for?
What, for having your cards suddenly disappear into your trash heap?
Don't know. It just feels a bit like a punching yourself in the face thing.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, yeah. No, that's fair enough.
And potentially, like if you draw 3 Wotans, they shall put 42 things of art credits worth of art. Although Wotan's crap anyway, but 42 credits worth of ice.
Yeah.
Or I could ditch 7 points of agendas directly into archives.
Yeah, which
without really many ways of getting them back.
No.
Can you get them back in core?
No.
Can I have my stuff back, please, Mr. Corporation?
Nope, it's gone. It's gone.
It's gone forever.
That was always a thing with core HB, was that you put that in because you needed to, and it was always like a card you held back in your hand for a long while until you had some agendas.
It's kind of like an agenda you didn't want to score, because if you're scoring it and not using the ability, then it's not. There's more efficient agendas you could be doing.
Yeah.
And if you do score it and it punches you in the face, then you've kind of made a mistake. Mm-hmm. So you don't want to do it. Do you want to do it early?
Yeah.
Do you want to do it late?
It's I
don't know.
Yeah, that's the point. Yeah, early would be better because then you can start building your stuff up.
It's a really fun casual play card because you go, and I'm going to fire the ABT. Yeah. Was it happen?
Yeah.
And some of my favourite memories of games I wasn't even playing in is just when ABT screwed Joe over at Charity Gift last year. Ping! Go listen to him be sad in our Charity Gift thing. Well, are you going next time to Charity Gift, Aaron?
Depends when it is. I'd like to.
It's in like 3 weeks' time.
I don't know.
On a
I'll see.
Saturday or a Sunday.
I will have to
see. On a weekend day. Otherwise, HB don't change a lot.
No, they're still playing pretty much the same way. Just
the Bioroid Ice is slightly better. They're not as strong economically as they were because of ETF. First time you install something, gain a credit is shiny.
That's probably its biggest issue is that.
Is it going to feel poor?
Yeah.
Well, tough tips. I don't think it's going to hurt it. I don't think.
No, I think it just requires a bit more careful planning. Whereas having lots of money was always nice with engineering the future.
Yeah,
but no, that's the perfect reason why it needed to go.
Yeah. So Wayland is building a better world.
Yeah, apparently.
Building a better world still remains to me one of the most underwhelming cut IDs in the game. Yeah. Gain an extra credit when you play a transaction. Okay, so what transactions are available? Hedge fund. Green level clearance should be a transaction. Yes. Oh. It's a transaction. I tried to build a building a better world deck with Brian Stimpson that wasn't crap.
Yeah.
And it was still just better in other IDs because of the extra credit. Not really. It doesn't. It's not enough.
Yeah.
Is Beanstalk royalties a transaction?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
No. That's what I mean. It makes it work better. Yeah. But outside of its core,
it's a hedge fund for free. But outside of its core, I've chucked Beanstalk in all sorts of shit because.
Oh yeah, Beanstalk, yeah, but I mean, building a better world. It's almost there to interact with Beanstalk royalties.
Yeah, and hedge fund, and you now import green level clearance.
Yeah, but
any other? Well, just seeing what other. No, there's no other things. No,
I don't think so. No. That's what I mean. It's like cool. I mean, I know that's what they're going for now. They're going for IDs that don't interact necessarily every turn or do things every single turn.
Yes.
But it's still just a bit boring.
Yeah. Yeah, but at least it's
efficient. It does a thing.
Yeah, it does its thing. So that's a thing. What happened?
Yeah.
You have
probably the most changes from all of them.
Changes. Probably a tie between them and Jinteki.
Yeah,
maybe.
a little bit.
Got Project Atlas, an ID. An agenda. It's the best Wayland agenda. I played hundreds of Wayland games without it because it was a card that was about to rotate.
Mm-hmm.
Don't I feel funny, sad at this moment in time? The Cleaners has come in as an agenda, which is quite interesting. They've gone a bit killy that way. We've got Dedicated Response Team. I like Elizabeth Mills in there, allowing you to remove bad pub. Because obviously my favourite ice in the entire game is Archer. Because there's nothing quite like punching an unprepared runner with an Archer.
Yeah.
It's just so good.
Yeah.
Especially now there's a 2-0 Wayland agenda that you can feed to it.
Yeah.
Not in core, but in core. Core, you've got Hostile Takeover that you can feed to it.
Yeah.
There's only one Hostile Takeover in the new core.
This was going to be my question because I hadn't looked at it.
So there's weird numbers of all the different things.
So they've not just kind of do 3 of everything.
No,
they should have done.
No, it's still going to be one of those things because they've built decks rather than building for a collection. And I understand that, and I understand that's a thing, and that's always going to happen under their model. But yeah, if you want 3 Hostile Takeover and you're a new player, you need to buy 3 core. And why wouldn't you want 3 Hostile Takeover, really?
Yeah.
So there's more variety in the decks because I think there's more cards that are one-offs, and 2-offs than were before. Again, it's probably something we should have said at the beginning. But that's the one that just jumped out at me as like, why is there only one of these cards in the deck? Because that's weird.
Yeah.
They've kept Hive, which is a funky little barrier that gets weaker the better you're doing. I've used a bit of Hive in some of my previous things. Yeah. So it's got 5 end the runs.
Right.
And then for every agenda point you lose 1. Which is slightly odd. People say the problem with Wayland is it can't get its 7th point. It can do really well and then it just gets outpaced by everything else.
Yeah.
And just can't score out. And then you've got core set ice that it gets worse when you're trying to score out.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued to see Punitive Counter-Strike included.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that card. I kind of like the idea of that card, and I'm glad to see it's still there. I think the biggest thing for Wayland, we've kind of been skirting around it, Aaron.
Yeah.
Toying with it.
Yeah.
Is the loss of Scorched Earth.
Yeah.
Scorched Earth is, again, it's a rite of passage card to leave yourself tagged or be tagged some way and to die to Scorched Earth. I feel like stuff that kills you really quickly, stuff that ends the game really quickly, is going away. Because you can have games that last 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I'll always remember my game against Argus at Charity Gift where I got Scorched Earth in turn 3 because I'm an idiot and died after playing 50 games with Argus just before the tournament. Well done me. Scorched Earth. So Scorched Earth, for those who have forgotten, is not a lot of credits. If the opponent is tagged, take 4 damage.
Yeah.
We've got a lot more cards that are doing stuff to the runner if they've been tagged twice. Traffic accident, boom. You have to have 2 tags.
Yeah. Giving them a bit of a buffer.
Tags become binary with Scorched Earth. Either you're completely safe and you're not tagged, or you could die at any minute because you are tagged. Doesn't matter if you've got 1 or 50.
Yeah.
So I think Scorched Earth is one of those cards that just, again, it restricts the design space.
Yeah.
Because it's a single click. It's like Boom is 2.
Yeah.
2 clicks. Although, Plascrete Carapace rotated out, which is a good defence against Boom. So that's gone away. But landing 2 tags seems quite hard. I think they're trying to get away from, you did a thing, I've got more money than you, SEA source, Scorched, you're dead. Like that kind of, haha, gotcha thing is kind of being phased out.
Yeah,
and
especially that kind, with the core, it didn't happen often, but it was there enough, and that was off-putting for new players.
I'm sure we're going to see more Wayland meat damage cards, but we won't see anything as good as Scorched Earth.
No.
Because it is very, very good, and therefore all meat damage cards will be compared to it. Why have a traffic accident when Scorched Earth is so much better, and you can just tutor it out somehow or get a load of draw rather than playing what you got and doing it that way. So I can see why Scorched Earth has gone. I will miss Scorched Earth because the first 50 games I played were all about finding out where you lived and playing Scorched Earth at you.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to be the bad guy. I wanted to hunt you down and kill you.
Yeah.
That's the appeal of being the corp. As I said in our very first Netrunner episode.
Yeah.
A long time ago now, in the mists of time. I've said time too many times. Yeah. So, do you agree with that decision?
Yeah, no, I do. I mean, I didn't really play with Scorched Earth that often.
It's something you needed to consider all the time. A bit like considering I'm going to get a count siphoned. You had to go, I need 4 cards in hand or no tags.
Yes.
Yeah. So now it feels like 1 tag opens up having your resources trashed.
Yes.
2 tags is where shit can get really nasty.
Yeah. And I think that just gives a little bit more leeway for especially early players to be punished for doing that, or allow themselves to be punished without just ruining the game instantaneously because they made one mistake.
Yes. So on to Jinteki then. Personal evolution is still personal evolution. You're still evolving personally because all of us should continue to grow throughout our lives. That's our journey. And other pseudo-mystical bollocks.
Yeah.
They've lost a few things. Everything they've lost is like stuff I wouldn't take.
Yeah.
So Zaibatsu Loyalties is probably the worst card in core.
Yeah.
Cell Portal, meh. Chum, meh. Data Mine. Data Mine was fun in core before.
Yeah.
But has been replaced by Whirlpool, which is essentially a very similar card.
Yeah.
It's a trap thing. Precognition.
Yeah.
I liked, but was never as good as you thought it would be.
No.
Looking at the top of your deck, rearranging the top, doesn't really matter. And Akitaro Watanabe, who protects you from exposure.
Yeah.
So he's kind of like a really good coat. No, he's not. He's not that guy.
No.
That's Zaibatsu Loyalty. Akitaro Watanabe. The res cost of ice protecting this server is lowered by 2. Just you never saw him.
No, which is odd considering that's actually quite handy in some respects.
It's okay.
Yeah.
But you have to res him.
Yeah.
He costs 1, so you save 1. Generally, then they get. You don't have a lot of ice in Jinteki.
No.
Most of it's cheap as chips anyway.
Yeah.
And just as greasy. Yeah. What's interesting, I think, about Jinteki is what they've kept. So, one of my favourite cards has stayed.
Snare?
Snare's stayed, yeah. I meant kept from rotation.
Oh, from the rotation.
Snare's just lovely.
Yeah.
Snare's just very good. No, we've kept Ronin.
Oh, yes, I did. I missed that.
That I killed you with last time we played Netrunner.
Yeah,
That I was laughing because you just built a deck about Ronin, based around Ronin, and now it's back.
Yes, yeah. See, I had a deck. It's called 3 More Ronin. I took it off Netrunner database. Thank you very much, whoever made it. And then it went away because Ronin went away.
Yeah.
The reason it's called 3 More Ronin is that you score shows of force, which in Jinteki Personal Evolution, show of force when you score it gives you 2 meat damage, and then an extra net damage. So you take 3 damage, which is like a Ronin, which does 3 damage. So the idea is that you score an agenda and then use a Ronin, and you do 6 damage in a turn, and they die. Yay! Yeah. But it takes a bit of setup.
Yeah.
That went away. Then I then had to rebuild it because it came back in Core 2.0, and this is the thing about I've not built so many decks in my life because I was really enjoying playing that deck, but it doesn't work anymore. Okay, take it out the sleeves, put it away, make something. Oh, I can do my old thing again. So I kind of feel like I've been chasing my own tail a little bit.
Yeah.
With it. So that stays. That's good. Swordsman stays. Swordsman's a nice ice. Punches AIs in the face, which is good. It's a little bit different, I think.
Yeah.
It's a little bit tricksy. Celebrity Gift, I think, is a lovely card. Celebrity Gift is a double. Costs 3. You reveal up to 5 cards from HQ to the runner. Gain 2 credits for each card. So for 2 clicks and giving away a load of information, you can gain +7 credits. It lets a Jinteki deck dig itself out of an economic hole a bit earlier. And there's all sorts of crazy stuff you can do. Like you'll probably have 5 cards in hand.
Yeah.
Mandatory draw, you've got 6. So if you play Celebrity Gift, then you show them your whole hand. Or you could show them 4 and keep 1 back and make them think, what is that one? And only gain 8.
Yeah.
You could draw and then show them that and keep 1 back anyway and gain your full 10. And then they're like, well, what's that one? You could show them a hand that's half agendas, half snares. Come and get it then. You could do. There's mind games to be had with Celebrity Gift.
Yeah.
I hated it to start with. I really had to start thinking in a Jinteki way before I really appreciated it. But it's one of those cards. I'd have been sad to lose Celebrity Gift.
Yeah.
And it gives Jinteki some extra economy as well, which they just Jinteki's always poor.
It's always invested in something.
Yeah, I've found ways to make it not so poor.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm glad that's there. And also Trick of Light. Trick of Light is one of the best cards in the game for me, as someone who likes to advance traps, because it allows you to start moving things. And an advanced unrun trap is a waste of time and resources.
Yeah.
Actually, with Trick of Light, it becomes a battery.
Yes.
It becomes something that you can use to power up something else.
Yeah.
And thus still becomes a risk, a problem. It becomes something that you might want to go and deal with. The nastiest trapping core probably is Project Junebug, isn't it? As something that's advanced. So if you think they're going to use Trick of Light as an out, you can draw up and take a Junebug to the face as only a temporary setback.
Yeah.
So it is sort of dealable with, unless they advance it to the point where it would just kill you.
Yeah.
At which point that's probably overkill.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm glad that stays.
Yeah. I mean,
It makes traps and mind games more viable because you can do something if they call your bluff. You can still do something with that waste of time.
Okay, what have I done with this then? Yeah, which was something that was desperately needed in core because
yeah.
On
On to NBN then. They're still making news.
Yep,
making news. Never make olds. That's not funny. They keep Project Beale, which is the agenda that if you over advance it can be worth a shed load of extra points. And they've kept psychographics, although there's not a huge load of ways to get loads of tags on the runner now. So meh, especially in core. If we're looking at this as a core set.
Yeah, it's true.
You've still got psychographics, but with the lack of tagging, you're not going to be using it to go, you've been tagged 5 times, I score a 5-3 out of hand kind of thing. It's not so much. the big thing I think they've lost is San City Grid.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I think slowing the game down slightly.
Yeah.
San City Grid is just very, very good.
Yeah, it was almost guaranteed if you were you were building a scoring deck.
Yeah, you just chuck some Sans in,
Yeah.
And off you go. I mean, I've seen you using Sansan in ETF.
Yeah.
I've used Sansan in Argus.
Yeah.
It's just really good. It's just really, really good. And it was on the most wanted list. It's not anymore.
Yeah,
because
it's
dead. It's gone.
Yep.
So Sansan's been levelled.
Yep.
They have replaced Sansan. Again, sorry, Aaron. Do you think it's a good idea that it's gone, considering it's a card that you've used?
Relied on. Yeah, because again, it was always there, and it symbolised a very particular style of play, and
It's kind of when you go, "Oh, that's an upgrade." Oh, if it's a Sansan, I need to run it and trash it, and it's really expensive.
Yeah.
It's kind of a lot of Netrunner is forcing your opponent to make decisions, but it was kind of like there's no decision, you have to.
yeah, yeah,
It's just whether or not you can afford to.
yeah.
So yeah, no, it makes perfect sense. I'm sad to see it go, but also cool. There's something new that I'm going to have to think about now.
Yeah, they've replaced with Bernice May, who traces you, gives you tags, if not punches herself in the face and drops into archives.
Yeah,
Right.
something to play off
right,
your
Bernice.
psychographics, I
She's
suppose.
got an old lady's name.
Yeah.
She doesn't look like an old lady.
Well, in the future, these names cycle
I
round
really
eventually.
like her outfit, actually.
Yeah.
Hang on that. I don't think it's particularly me. But
No, I don't think you could pull it off, but
it's quite stylish. It's kind of lady in a way. You don't see a lot of ladies in waistcoats.
No. Sad times.
Sad times. In the future, it's come back round.
Yeah, it's good.
I'm really glad to see pop-up window. I love pop-up window.
I mean,
It just feels so NBN.
yeah,
It's
it does.
like, oh, you lose some money, I gain a bit of money.
Yeah.
But it doesn't do anything. It doesn't stop you.
It's
You
just
can
irritating,
Yeah.
like an actual pop-up window.
Yes, yeah. It's
really
one of those things that the design of pop-up window is perfect.
Yeah.
Maybe someone could come up with something better, but it just feels wonderful, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
And it really does, it's that feel of it. It does what it says. So they don't feel. Jinteki feels very different.
But still tricksy.
I think it feels trixier.
Yeah.
In fact,
I
it's
think
got
they've doubled
more
down on
kind
it.
of. Yeah, it's a bit more. Right? Hey, what's this? Because the combination of having Ronin that you kind of have to run so you don't get punched,
Yeah.
and then Junebug as a trap that can be advanced.
Yeah.
It's a head fuck, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it opens up that branch of the game. It puts it directly into core.
Mm-hmm.
It puts those decisions directly into core,
Which is good.
which I like. Yeah.
yeah.
So you've got that. HB we said stays very much the same. Wayland I think is very different. Wayland there's no longer a tag and bag in core.
No.
What is Wayland's thing?
It's meat damage, I think.
But it's not now, is it?
And
not
economy.
in core, definitely. Is it money?
I think I think it was supposed to be economy because they're the ones who've got control of the city. So they were supposed to be the ones that always had loads and loads of money, but it never really felt like that in Core 1.0. Whereas it comes across a little bit more now because HB isn't.
Yeah. I mean, cleaners, when you do a meat damage, do an extra meat damage. What's doing meat damage in core? Doing it of Counter-Strike.
Yeah. There's a couple of things in. I think.
Private security force.
Yeah. There's a lot of these
If
cards.
you've got both of those scored, you nearly won, so.
Yeah. Where there's the synergy between these cards seems to be like one or two cards work with one or two other cards, and they sort of interact with each other in their
Yeah, it's not
which
the most synergistic decks, are they?
No, but there's enough synergy there to get you
used to the idea without
Yeah.
having to go, I need to do this and this and this to do the thing. It's like, I'll keep this one back because if I draw that other card, it does this and this.
I think for a core set,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think it's a way of introducing a system without flooding you with information,
Yeah.
as you said.
Yeah.
It's not, from our perspective, been playing in a while, not necessarily the most entertaining thing ever. But I think as a new player, I'd be going, okay, cool, I see how that works, and then maybe be looking for it and other stuff. So
Yeah.
they've done the job.
Yeah.
Although we haven't really stated whether MBN still got a...
NBN doesn't. NBN used to be sort of very fast advancey.
Yeah.
Because of Sansan. I mean, that really is really defining, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it had AstroScript, which was the other fast advance. I mean, AstroScript was broken as all hell to start with, because you could just chain AstroScript counters into AstroScript counters on Sansan City grids and just score out ridiculously quickly.
Yeah.
Which is a really good idea,
Yeah.
but it's really hard to stop. And it's still got the porous ice. It still tags you.
Yeah.
It still closes your accounts. It just doesn't import Scorched Earth and kill you randomly.
Yeah.
Because what's happened with tagging is, because you want to try to tag loads, because if you get one to stick, you can Scorched Earth.
Yeah.
So Scorched Earth was really an NBN card. They just got taxed influence for it,
Yeah.
because it's much harder to import loads of tagging into Wayland than it is to just import the final couple cards that you're building up to into NBN.
Yeah.
So NBN was, I mean, there's NBN rail shooter decks. There's NBN decks that kill, have been a thing for years.
Yeah.
In core, that's not a thing anymore,
No.
which I kind of like.
Yeah, definitely.
No, that's
'cause
good.
It maybe makes MBN not as appealing.
Yeah.
I don't want to see any more fucking yellow.
Well, people are saying that NBN is weakest now. I don't think.
I think Wayland still is the weakest. I think MBN is definitely not strong anymore.
I think things have been evened up a bit.
Yeah.
Things feel more even. I mean, especially at core level, you could have a good time with any of these. Jinteki in core was awful.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
The old,
really.
I mean, they had no protecting ice really of any note. All of Thorns. No, they just weren't.
No.
They just had a lot of meh cards.
Yeah.
Like Akitara, Watanabe, Precognition, Zaibatsu, Loyalty, Chum,
Yeah.
Cell Portal, Data Mine, all in.
Yeah.
Saying, I mean, Data Mine, if you can recur ice, Data Mine's alright.
Yeah.
Because you could just keep putting it down and then they get hit by it. And, okay. Yeah, we lost False Lead. Yeah. That's the thing. False...
I don't really remember False Lead.
False Lead is a 3-1 agenda that you can put in the sea forever to make the runner lose 2 clicks.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I don't remember. Wow.
As a core set, it feels a bit flatter in a way. I feel like Wayland and Anarch have kind of lost their identity a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think it'll probably be a much better, smoother learning experience.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely seems that way. It's easier to wrap your head around.
Yeah. You don't get the abrupt game ending, Scorched Earth.
No.
You don't get the absolute misery of an unexpected siphon followed by an unexpected siphon. The madness of AstroScript plus Sansan has gone. I mean, AstroScript got errated to being one off. There's 3 in core,
Yeah.
so you don't really want that. Breaking News has gone, which is the 2-1 for NBN.
Oh,
Which actually is a huge meta-defining thing, because it stops the you have 2 tags. Now you get boomed or you resolve a thing. And Breaking News going is good.
Yeah.
Which means that they don't have a 2-1.
Nope. Don't think so.
And you've got TGTBT, too good to be true. TGTBT, too good to be true. When the runner scores too good to be true, give them a tag. When they access it, but yeah. That's right, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Does a thing.
Does a thing, yeah. It's like kind of you stole the thing, but have a bit of a shitty response, which is all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're probably the big changes. Do you think then this is a positive thing for Netrunner, this change?
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's a really positive long-term change. I think
Yeah.
the short-term disruption, I'm really not happy that they did. Big announcement, followed by a big announcement, followed by a big announcement.
No.
I feel like it's a case of they tried to do that thing where you kind of, rip the plaster off in one go.
Yeah.
But they did a third and a third and a third.
Yeah. And
I think it would have made people's brains melt if they'd done it all at once. And
Yeah,
I have heard people online be like, fuck this.
Yeah. Well, my instant reaction was that.
Yeah.
Because I just got to the point where I was like, okay, you know what, I'm going to sit down and go try and build a deck. I know what's happened now. And then you message and say, well, this has happened. Or no, Joe messaged from the grave again to say, oh, this has happened. And I went,
Yeah.
the fuck? Right, fuck it. And they said the core wasn't going away. And I was expecting that, and I built around it. And
now, I've seen some really pedantic arguments about...
Oh, they mentioned it on this point.
They mentioned it on this one presentation that is on YouTube.
Sorry,
halfway through. But also it says the game will consist of data packs that haven't rotated, the core set, and the expansions. I mean, it says the core set. It doesn't say the current core set. They said the current core set once, probably a couple years ago when they were first thinking about doing another core set. But when they initially said it, yes, the core set doesn't change.
Yeah.
Now, what they haven't done is they haven't done a core set that's full of brand new cards that everyone has to go out and buy.
No, which I'm grateful for.
Yeah, you're a long running player, you've got all the cards.
Yeah.
If you're like me, you're in a weird, awkward halfway house, so I kind of decided on a side and bought in.
Mm-hmm.
I now have a complete Netrunner collection just in time for the cards to rotate out.
Yeah.
But never mind, that's fine. What about you, Aaron? Because you've bought less, because you've kind of been very much, I like these factions and kind of played them and not done the whole I'm going to have everything and build anything.
No, because that's too confusing for me.
Yes.
I always said at the start, I mean, I'll be so overwhelmed with this whole process. Fuck knows where I am at the minute.
Yeah.
Currently. But as stuff has settled down now,
yes,
I can look at something like Core 2.0 and go, well, actually, there's a bunch of cards that I never invested in. I might buy that now.
It's October now.
Yeah.
The next data pack doesn't come out till January, I think. Not 100% official, but it's like it's going to be January.
Yeah.
There shouldn't be any changes.
No.
So that's 3 months of solid. This is what the game is.
Yeah.
Get used to it.
Yes.
I mean, we don't even know when this core pack comes out. That's another thing. I'd like to see it out November, early December, in time for Christmas, but
which would be ideal. But yeah, the communication's been a bit shitty in that respect. But I completely understand why they've done it.
Yeah,
it makes perfect sense, and I think it has benefited the game like I said, in the long term.
Yeah,
and just as a general rule, if you're a new player now, well, when the new core set actually comes out, I mean, you could pick it up now because they've mentioned you're not going to lose if you pick up these cards. You won't lose them. You can still play with them. But you're a new player now. The core set feels like something they'll actually introduce to how the meta is currently running to give you a footing. Whereas when we bought the core deck, it was a little bit like this has absolutely no relation to how the rest of the game currently runs because things have moved on so far.
Yeah.
So you're learning how to play the game, and then you're having to learn how to play a completely different game because there's certain things that happen, which is quite a big jump. Not implausible, not impossible to do, but it was a very big jump for it and quite difficult. So I think this is a good decision. I'm glad they've done it. I just wish they'd been a bit more forthcoming about stuff that was going to happen, about the exact point things were happening and stuff, so there was less confusion. I'm so glad I'm not playing Worlds Not that I'm anywhere near good enough to play at Worlds, but I'd be fucked off.
Do you know
at
how
this
you get
point.
to play at Worlds? You buy a ticket.
Yeah, but I also don't want to spend out that much money to go. Cool, I've turned. Oh, I'm out. Oh, that was a good
I came
hour.
last. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, you get minimum number of games guaranteed. But yeah, it is.
Well, you say that, but it'd be one game, and then every player would be like, I'm going to have one of those concede games because I need a bit of a rest to me for the rest of the day because I'm the player that they're going to win
say,
anyway.
No, I'm not letting you concede.
But then I'd feel bad for them.
Feel bad for yourself. I genuinely don't get people who concede at Netrunner tournaments because you're there to find out who's the best at Netrunner, not who's the best at gaming that particular system.
Yeah,
and quite frankly, if you're doing that, nah, whatever. You don't impress me.
I don't think I'm that against it. I think I can understand it as an overarching kind of. You got two players who are absolutely knackered and just go, you know what, we both just need a rest.
Nah,
Cool.
you're scared to lose, cowards.
Look, it's the only way I can guarantee some points. Damn it!
It's a good point.
Don't take it away from me.
Yeah. So as a core box, I think it feels more balanced. I'm a bit sad that some of the sides of the factions have lost a bit of their feel and a bit of their flavour.
Yeah.
But I think it's I really like the look of Jinteki. I'll play that, and you're not just going to get account siphoned to death with your very porous ice and be like, well, this is a crap game.
Yes.
You're not going to get murdered because there's no way to protect from scorched earths.
Yeah.
And things like that. So
they could fix it. Include a book.
Oh, okay.
So it's got sort of the character you're playing for each runner, and there's something about the core that has a little story for each.
It has a story in the
rule book. It's a little one, but like an actual something a bit more in depth for people if they want as well.
Like a little guide rather than a
yeah. So you're not trying to get a feel of the world from necessarily the card game, which would be nice, but like I said, it's lessened. But you've got then a nice little story that if you're into it, you can really have the character appear there a little bit more. And
yeah,
I don't know. It's just a way of just you know.
Well, you always get the little bits of
fluffing
fiction
up.
with everything.
Yeah,
which
which I
are
like.
all of mine are in a box, and I've not read them. I've got the
always read
Worlds
them.
of Android Netrunner giant coffee table book. That
Yeah.
I flicked through it. It's got really nice pictures in. It's got bigger versions of ones I've already seen. And that's about it. Yeah, so any final thoughts? Are we excited? Are we just going to give up on Netrunner and play Legend of the Five Rings?
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
Cool,
No.
well, this has been our last Netrunner podcast.
No. I'm now I'm over the frustration of what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
I'm excited again
Yeah.
because things have changed, and that's nice. It's a new game, kind of, while still being the same one.
Yeah. The thing that got me was not knowing which way I should buy, whether I should wait for Core 2.0 as a box or whether I should buy the other things. And there's been some really lovely people in the community. We've been using a spreadsheet that someone has made. I can't remember who. Anonymous Hyena. Thank you.
Yeah.
Although I shouldn't really say your name, should I?
Well,
A mysterious hyena. That someone has made that shows everything that's changed in a really simple way.
yeah.
I think Fantasy Flight should do that themselves. I think they should make it as easy as possible.
They're a little too reliant on the community doing that for them. Yeah.
Yeah, they just kind of here's a list of all the cards that are in the new core, and here's and then anything that's marked with this symbol is obviously rotate. And you're like, yeah, but what? Because my collection is arranged in a very like my way, and yeah. So the community has really helped.
Yes.
So well done Netrunner community again. Apart from the less than empathetic people that were like, I don't see why you're complaining. Like, because it's not a good thing for everyone.
Yeah.
Because it is confusing.
Yeah.
And
I
any kind of change, especially when you spent money on things and time and effort invested in something, and then it changes 3 times really quickly.
Imagine you just bought into this system in that period.
If you bought in the last 2 months and gone, actually I really like the look of Netrunner, I'm going to buy a core set and some stuff,
I'd have quit.
it would put you off.
Yeah. Pure and simple. It's just like, I don't know what the fuck's going on with this. If this is how everything's run all the time, fuck it. Because it's an exception, but if you're a new player, you don't know that.
Yeah. So it's only natural that people, some people, especially, different circumstances, have gone, oh my god, this is really weird, I don't like it.
Yeah.
And I had a little bit of that, and I think you had a little bit more, but I think we're both excited to play a bunch of Netrunner.
Yeah.
Cool. Should we stop podcasting and play some Netrunner?
Yeah.
Cool. In which case, we've been the Critical Twits. If you like what we do, you can subscribe on whatever channel you have found us on, whether that be SoundCloud, whether that be iTunes, or whether that be YouTube. We do lots of other stuff, tabletop gaming. We also do bits of video games. I've been Brian Ennis.
And I'm Renat Ravinsky.
And we've been the Critical Twits. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Did somebody need a wee?
No, I'm good actually.
I do.
Just want to play a game.